Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people? Guys, welcome back to the show for the people that understand that facts divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff, I'm your host, and today I'm joined by Dave Anderson again because it's Thursday, but before we bring him in, you know the drill. If you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram at Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find two links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page. If you could please follow, I'm like running out of breath already. If you could please follow me there, that would be greatly appreciated, as that will inevitably be my backup page. The other link you're going to find on the Savagely Loud page is just a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to hear my rants or see my videos, you can see them there. It's super simple. Outside of that, you can follow me at Facebook, X, and Rumble, and Substack at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast, and you can also email me in at savagelyloud@gmail.com, and I strongly encourage you to do so. If you want to make sure I see your communication, please email me in, because my message boxes are full all the time and it takes me forever to get through them. So it's going to be a little while. Last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and share the material. Don't forget to rate the shows and review the shows. Give me a good review. We need to get these truths out there, and putting good reviews out there, good ratings is the way to get into the algorithm to help us get these words out, get these truths out, and get people woke up. And that all being said, how are we doing today, Dave?
I was acting like I was frozen. I'm doing fucking great.
Welcome to the shit show, folks. Tell everybody where they can find
you. Burrito.
This is the fucking wheels are already off of this motherfucker.
See how fast that happens? All right, let's get into that little self-promotion from myself. You can come see me over at the Hammer Drops. I'm heavily active over there on Instagram and Facebook, as well as TikTok at the moment. Don't forget to like, share, follow, leave a review, because it's going to help me break those algorithms as well. And in the bios, you'll find a little link tree. It'll take you to all different spots that you can find all my fantastic videos that I put up there. And don't forget to visit me over there at thehammerdrops.com.
So you mentioned TikTok, and I got to tell everybody, guys, gather in. Come real close. I'm not on fucking TikTok. Like every single day, I get dozens of people like, check out this TikTok video. Like, I'm banned from TikTok. I'm not setting up another fucking account. Oh. I was on it when it was China Talk, and they didn't like the things I had to say at all. And it would seem now that Larry Ellison, I think, is who bought it. Now that they bought it, now that the Jews own it, Jew Talk isn't any better for people like me. So I'm not going there. So if you want me to see a TikTok video, you better find it on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere else, YouTube, and then send it to me, because I'm not setting up an account just to watch TikTok videos that I know because I know what'll happen. I'll set up a TikTok account to watch these videos. Next thing you know, I'll be like, you know what? I got to reach these people. And then I'm banned again.
Oh, come on, man. You won't be banned. Would you say that was so bad?
I said anything having to do with going against any narrative, literally any narrative of your choice on the fucking planet today.
Well, that will get you banned. Bravo.
Which is really crazy, because you know what I find funny is when I got banned, China owned it. And China hates black people more than anybody. They're taking
everybody.
Yeah, they're taking active measures to ban black people from their country. Yet if I, from America, say, you know what, black people got some really big fucking issues in their community that we need to get figured out. That's grounds for me being banned. Maybe it's because I'm trying to help them, and you know, the stupid people don't get that, of course, but maybe China did, and they're like, no, we ain't gonna have any fucking white boys helping out the black people on this fucking nap. No way.
Well, you know what, maybe I have a great idea. Maybe liberals should move to China.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
There we go. Problem.
I got a better
solved.
one. Fuck China.
Oh.
Let's move all the liberals to the Middle East, where fucking Zoran Mamdani comes from, and see how they like that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll like that very much.
Yeah,
No,
which is
not
really
at all.
weird. They wouldn't like it there where he comes from, but for some reason they seem to have wanted it here where we come from, and it's just not working out for the best, is it?
No. I mean, no.
I'm trying to look for some sort of defense here, some sort of bolstering of an argument. I just can't seem to find it.
Hold on. Do you see the light bulb there? I mean, yeah, nothing.
Pretty
I got
fucking dim.
I got nothing. Maybe just the light that's shining on me right now.
Right. Let's break down the New York situation, because we've got things happening in New York, and the people of New York, well, at least the stupid people, are none too happy about it in light of recent events.
How long did that take?
Oh, it took no fucking time at all. No time at all.
Nope.
Which brings us to a whole other list of questions that we're about to get into. But let's set the table here. Zoran Mamdani, he emigrates here 8 years ago, and then all of a sudden we find him the mayor of New York. How the fuck is this happening?
Well, here's the thing. Actually, to find that information, you got to kind of dig. But their spin on is, well, he's been here since he was a kid. He went to school. He went to high school in New York and all that stuff. So, I mean, there is a spin there.
Yeah, there was a spin there, but then he disappeared for a while and re-emigrated.
Right.
So
yeah, he went back and then he came back. Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, you're right. 8 months, and now he's, what is it? 6 months, whatever it was. And now he's mayor of one of the biggest cities in the United States.
Yeah, and it's one of the most powerful cities in the United States. That's the scariest part.
Right.
Because, let's face it, like when I talk shit about New Yorkers, I don't mean all New Yorkers. I mean stupid New Yorkers. The same thing I mean about Chicago people. I'm talking about the stupid Chicago people, not the smart ones. Smart people exist everywhere, but we're not calling out the smart people because there's no reason to. What we're trying to do is, and people like you, people like me, people that bring this truth and talk about it the way we talk about it, what we're actually trying to do is rectify the situation. We're trying to reach the stupid people through shock therapy, and we're trying to wake up the fucking smart people into gaining ground, gaining traction, and gaining a voice and a spine to stand up and speak themselves by being the ones out here in the front taking the fucking arrows. And it seems to be working really good, given my numbers at least. I don't know how you're doing, but my numbers are fucking exploding.
My numbers are exploding as well. I mean, even on TikTok, which I'm surprised about, like my numbers on TikTok, because I'll post the same video sometimes across all three just to see how it's going to do on each platform. And some of the ones that I may have a little bit lower numbers on, like on Instagram or something like that, they're blowing up over on TikTok. So even people over on TikTok are starting to like just wisen up, wake up. It's fucking amazing. I mean, I can't complain with my numbers right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be complaining with my numbers. And I think Instagram, so my Facebook has always been slower than my Instagram. My Facebook has always been faster than my Instagram. My Instagram's always been slower. And I think they must have lifted some sort of shadow ban or something on Instagram in the last day or two, because I have never seen, or I haven't seen this many fucking people following me in my, you click the notification bar, and then I typically land in the people you follow, because those are really the people I gravitate towards, because I know it's not just a list of bullshit, which I get in the other one, And but I do go in the other ones. So don't if you're out there listening, don't get so uptight. I do go into the other fucking notification box, but I went into that notification box today, and it was just blue box after blue box after blue box after blue box after blue box, which means somebody followed me, somebody followed me, somebody followed me, follow back, follow back, follow back, follow back, follow back. I haven't seen an explosion like that since I went from like fucking 10,000 to fucking 22,000 in like a week and a half.
Yeah, I mean, well, like for me right now, it's like mostly views right now. I mean, have increased in followers across all platforms, but my views have gone like through the fucking roof.
And that's awesome. That's what you need.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
As long as the views are getting out there, I'm doing, that's good. in my eyes. You know, followers would be great, but the views, new people are seeing it. It's not always the same. So fuck it.
Well, followers come. Okay, so before we get into the fucking New York meat and potatoes of this, let's talk to the people that are newer at this or just getting started, because, you know, like this podcast for me, Savagely Loud Show is only almost a year old now. January 3rd is when I posted the first episode. So it's almost a year old. But I've done other shows, and I've been in the fucking media for a while now. So I've got a couple of things figured out. And one of those things that I figured out for all you guys that are just getting rolling, you need to not get discouraged by your numbers. Your numbers are going to stay low for way fucking longer than you think they are. And they're going to trickle in way slower as when they start than you think they ever will. Success happens like this. Nothing happens, right? It's nothing. Then you get super discouraged. You debate quitting every single day, but you still get up and you still put your material out there, and it goes nowhere. And then all of a sudden, bam, like that, it's all at once. You go from 1,000 followers to 20,000 followers to 30,000 followers, and it just stacks and stacks and stacks, and it gets exponentially faster as you go. But what you're really wanting to concentrate in, and this is just me. I have no idea. I'm a fucking window licking retard that fucking dropped out of high school. Don't listen to me. But if I happen to find something that resonates with you, maybe put it into play. What I've noticed is that views matter first. Everybody wants to go on the followers. Like, I need to get followers. And you do, because the more followers you have, this is the way it works. So the more followers you have, the more likely people are to follow you, because they have the FOMO. They have fear of missing out. They see all of these people following you, and they have to be a part of that because there is a reason all of these people are following you. But in order to get the followers started, you got to get the views out there, which means you've got to hone your ability to create content so that it stands out above everybody else's, above all the noise. What you want to do is the way I do my content. Let me give you a little inside baseball, right?
Wait. We should be charging for this.
We should, but we love our people, so we're not gonna.
We do. Okay.
So let's get into a little inside baseball. What I have noticed is that the number one thing, if you want your content to blow up, you want your content to be noticed, be seen, and be watched, you have to practice breaking the pattern. You have to pattern break all the time. See, when everybody hits the internet, hits social media, hits YouTube, hits all these places, everybody sounds the same. You know, hey guys, this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, I had this thing happen and blah, 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 blah. Everything sounds like that, especially when it becomes so inundating where there's so much of it, it just becomes white noise all over the place. So what you've got to do is you've got to interrupt that pattern. You've got to be the one that goes, hey, motherfuckers, let's get to this shit, because you've just got some people's attention now. And now they're watching. So if for you guys out there that are just getting rolling, interrupt the pattern. That's your biggest fucking goal. Interrupt the pattern. Every video on the internet starts with the same sound, starts with the same tone, has the same bullshit in it. It's whether you can do it better and more lively and more punchy and more in your face than anybody else to get that attention. Don't wear a fucking clown suit. Don't make it a gimmick if you want people to take you seriously. Well, we see the furries. We see you out there, you just slappy-headed motherfuckers. I'm just going to wear a costume and then everybody will watch.
Yeah. That's just not right. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. Furries.
Your furry
Take them out
costume,
to the farm.
Your furry costume is in the background. You're going to want to scoot that off. But
yes. This is the shit show, folks.
Yeah, so make sure you go follow Hammer Drops, because I mean, like I know you had it going for a bit, and you took a while off, and now you're getting really, because we all get that. Like, we all have to. If you're in this every day, there comes a time where inevitably you're going to have to fucking just break away from it for a minute and just kind of recollect who you are and what you believe, and take inventory of your own ideologies and make sure you're still on track with who you are and you haven't been swallowed by this giant internet machine turning you into something that you might not be. So we have to take breaks every now and then, but now you're back and you've revamped everything. Like, there's no more sporadic episodes. There's no more hymns and haws. Like, nope, this is the episode. This is when they release. This is what we're talking about. And we're going to do it with authority.
Yep. And I made sure when I came back, I literally revamped every little fucking thing there was. Everything.
Yeah. That's what you need to do sometimes.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what you need to do. And it feels great to be back, but I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere anytime soon. There's just too much work that needs to be done.
There is too much work that needs to be done.
Way too much.
Too much work needs to be done. And plus, a lot more of that work is going to be happening in New York because it turns out all the free shit ain't happening.
Oh, no, you don't say.
Yes.
I mean, it's a typical way to get people to vote for you by offering you free shit, because a lot of you motherfuckers are going to sit out there and bite that hook, line, and sinker and be like, yay, free this, free that. And all of a sudden, no free shit for you. Now you're fucked. Yeah. Congratulations, New York.
Yep. And I personally, for all you New Yorkers out there that voted for that goat fucking piece of shit, I am laughing at you as well as the rest of the country is laughing at you. Now, it's not 100% of us that's laughing. And I mean 100% of us in our bodies, our own bodies. 100% of everybody that did not vote for that guy is laughing at you. However, individually, most of us are laughing inside. And part of us is got this sick feeling, this saddened, this sense of melancholy, if you will, because you have gone so fucking far away from the American values that this country was founded on and has implemented over time to support every single culture of fucking people, every single gender of people, every single sexual orientation of people. You've gone so far astray from that we don't even know if you're savable now.
They're not. Let's just be honest. Th're not savable.
Well, then what do we do with them? I mean, I think that's a question, an honest question that we never really address. And it's not we as in you and I. It's not we as in me. It's we as in everybody. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with the people that cannot be saved? What do we do with the women in New York that voted for Mamdani Goatfucker to implement Sharia law when all Sharia law means is women now have zero rights? Gay people now have zero rights, and straight men run shit in every single fucking way that we have been accused of for the past century. Now we get to do it legally. And you guys are trying to vote that shit in while you're pissing and moaning about the patriarchy.
Just kidding. I mean, for the especially for all the women that voted for this guy. I mean, I hope you enjoy your tukas and all that fun stuff. Don't be wearing anything that they can see you, because you will be arrested and probably stoned if it was actual Sharia law. If you went to the Middle East, good luck.
Yeah, it's like my buddy says, Justin. He's the real Huckleberry. If you most of you are probably familiar. Yes, that one. He says he's like, get yourself some fucking designer Durkas. I saw him say that, and I was about fucking died. Get yourself some designer Durkas.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to remember that now.
So for everybody that doesn't know what the fuck exactly we're talking about, we all know, we all do know the fact that Mamdani, the new mayor of New York, ran his whole campaign based on free shit, based on we're going to do free buses. All the buses in New York City are going to be free for the residents and the visitors and tourists of New York City. We're going to give rental incentives and free rent and free housing to to tens of thousands of people. And then we're going to go one step further than that. And we're actually, when we have, and the video he said this one in was great. He was standing in front of, and you can't write this kind of stupid, right? He was standing in front of an apartment building in New York City that was literally under construction, refurbishing the video. You could refurbishing the building. You can see it in the video. There's scaffolding everywhere. Like there's effort being made here. And he comes on the video and he goes, and if you live in a place with a landlord like this one, and he points behind him to the building, he's like, we're going to help you out. What we're going to do is we're going to step in as officials and we're going to make all the refurbishment and all the remodelings that need to happen. And then we're going to send the fucking landlord the bill.
Yeah.
First and foremost, how the fuck are you pointing at a building that is obviously being restored and then telling the citizenry that it's a shitbag landlord that's not restoring anything? We see with our eyes what's happening.
Right. Well, and the funny thing is the fact that he's not even really this whole rent freeze. He's not explaining it to the full extent. The free buses for everybody. He's not explaining that to the full extent. Like how he's going to do this. It just blows my mind. I mean, just on the rent freezes alone, it's like you motherfuckers need to open your eyes, because unless you live in like one of the black or brown communities in New York, like the Bronx, South Bronx, stuff like that, you're not getting that rent freeze. It's only on a certain amount of subsidized housing that they have for it, and it mainly falls in the black and brown communities.
Well, that's all that goes right back to the Trump thing, where everybody just popped their top with fucking excitement and party poppers and fireworks as soon as he's like, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax on overtime. I stand for the American people, and this is going to help you. The fuck it is? What do you mean it is? What the fuck are you talking about? Most Americans don't live on fucking Social Security, so you're not helping out any fucking Americans there in the grand scheme of things. Most Americans don't work on tips. So again, you're not helping most Americans there. You're helping a fucking tiny little niche of Americans. And then no tax on overtime. Oh, so what you tell us is if we want to make money in the country, we just have to work overtime. We got to get more and more overtime. How about this? How about you reduce taxes on fucking 40 hours a week? How about you reduce taxes on fucking sales merchandise and retail merchandise and properties and all of this other shit? No, you reduce the tax on the extra that you want people to do to continue lining the pockets of politicians. This whole and dude, and he said that, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, Trump's the best. He's the greatest. He loves Americans." No, he fucking doesn't.
Oh! You forgot something.
What'd I forget?
You forgot on the tips and overtime. It doesn't exceed $25,000 in a year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna give you no tax on tips or overtime. But if you do it too much and you utilize this tax credit too much, we're gonna fuck you in the ass with the big fucking blue sword of the government dick.
Yeah. Well, that's the American way.
But stupid people bought it. And for all of you guys out there that love my shit, this is all about reality. If you want to fix your life, you want to fix my life, you want to fix this country that we both live in, we're going to have to admit some shit to ourselves. And you bought that hook, line, and sinker, and it really didn't help anybody. It just didn't. No. It helped the lowest end of the workers in this country. So it didn't even help the lowest end of the people. It helped the lowest end of the workers. And that's a very, very, very small demographic. And the other people it helped minimally were the elderly. Okay. So again, middle class, blue collar America is still being left in the fucking dust. So go ahead.
I think it's helping with the Social Security with, obviously our elderly, but also like the disabled from, our vets and stuff like that are disabled that can't work anymore. I mean, which is great.
That is a good point.
They shouldn't have to pay taxes. They served time. They went to war. There's a reason why they're on the disability. I know.
I'm going to push back on that.
I think the reason why I said is because I have family that's been to both wars and I see what they're going through. So that's kind of where I stand with that, why I stand there.
Let me clarify where my position is on this. I don't disagree with disabled veterans being paid out for life. I'm 100% on board. If you go to fucking war for this government and you suffer life-altering consequences because of your service, absolutely 100%, I have zero fucking problems, and I will never argue the government taking care of you for the rest of your fucking life. My problem comes into the people on the lower end of that scale, because most of the time those people were the lifers, and those people were the ones that were truly dedicated to the cause of America, and they wanted to be on the front lines to protect Americans, American sovereignty, American traditions and values. Those were the people that really took the fucking brunt of the problems. My problem when we blanket statement veterans, it does an incredible disservice, incredible injustice to the great ones. But the low end ones, which I will tell you where my criteria lies for that in a second, the low end ones, they get a free ride out of that, and I disagree with that fully. So let me give you I would
agree with that.
Let me give you my position on this. This is because when I talk about low end veterans, I'm talking about the people that they only join the military to get out of their shitty house. They only joined the military because they didn't want to go to college. They only joined the military to get college money. They only joined the military to escape their neighborhood. They only joined the military because they didn't want to get a real fucking job. I have friends like this. Fucking dude, I used to be best friends with this dude named Tyler, who openly admits the only fucking reason he ever joined the Navy was to get out of some backwoods Wisconsin town. And he did exactly what the fuck he needed to do for exactly how long he needed to do it. And he got the fuck out. And now he's fun. And well, not now. I haven't talked to him in a fucking decade, but then he would just spend his time talking about how great veterans are. Like, dude, you did the bare minimum, and you did it for all the wrong reasons. You had the completely wrong intention in going into that service, and you're fucking using it as a badge of honor and a fucking carte blanche to just whine about everything involving veterans. I disagree wholeheartedly with these quote unquote veterans. I guess we can't quote unquote, technically are veterans. But if you join the military to escape your own life, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing hitting the internet whining about this shit?
Let's rephrase it. Combat veterans.
Those are
the ones that actually went to war and all that stuff. These other ones like you're speaking of, I fully agree with you 100% on that. They shouldn't be like awarded that stuff. I mean, they wouldn't get like Social Security anyways because they didn't really hurt themselves. You know, they probably just sat behind a desk, pushed a pencil, did some training, stuff like that.
Well, even combat vets, if you joined the military and you did your 2-year stint, because I think that's still the minimum of what you got to do.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 to 4.
What's that?
I think it's 2 to 4, or 2 to 3 or some shit like that.
Well, let's just say you did. Let's just call it 2 years, right? And you did the bare minimum. Now, I should say this. I got to preface this because every time I talk about veterans, somebody goes, "Well, you didn't fucking join." Bitch, I tried to. I tried really fucking hard. And because in fact, I dropped out of high school to join the Army. But then my buddy wanted to join the Marines. So I was going to join the Marines with him. And I dropped out of high school to do this. I left my high school career behind to join the military. And that's when I found out that you couldn't do that. And by the time I had gone back to, or not by the time, but as I went back to, fucking tripping all over my teeth here, communicate with the school, they wouldn't let me back in because I had already dropped roster. So they wouldn't let me back in. My only option there was a 2-year GED course, which you can suck my fucking dick on. I'm not going to spend 2 years. I dropped out of high school to join the military. I'm not going to spend the next 2 years getting this GED to prove to the fucking military that I'm good enough to fucking catch bullets. Sorry, guys. So that being said, I'm not one of these people out here that never thought about joining the military, never wanted to join the military, disagrees with joining the military. I cried myself to sleep for months after they wouldn't let me join the fucking military because I came from a military household. That being said, guys, there are some low-end veterans out there. There are some fucking veterans out there that you guys, you only fucking sacrificed, air quotes, because you were trying to escape your own life, not because you had it in your heart to protect America and Americans and traditions and sovereignty. You didn't have none of that shit. You didn't want to go to the military. If somebody would have offered you another fucking avenue, you'd have taken that. If it didn't involve the military, that's what you would have done. And fucking coincidentally, most of the motherfuckers that I know like this joined the Navy because the Navy never seems to get in any fucking trouble. The Navy never seems to get in any fucking wars. They never seem to get in any fucking danger. They just ride boats around all the time for 2 years and then they get to go home. Like and that comes from the mouth of a fucking of I'm not even going to. He's a high up Navy official. Very, very high up. We'll leave it at that because I don't want him traced back to me because he's still active. But no, that's the facts. I mean, if you're that veteran, I don't give a fuck. Like, your service was done with the wrong intent. It's a lot like people that always talk about God. Like, talk about how great God is, but they're not talking about how great God is or whatever God they want to talk about, how great they are, because they fully believe in the Lord and Savior. They're talking about how great God is just in case he's real. When I die, I want to knock on the gates and have him let me in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got so much to say. I can see it.
Well, I think we should probably get back on topic.
You pussy.
Well, that's for another show, man.
Yeah.
We know this.
Hey, we need another show. It's just fucking
another episode.
Savagely loud, baby. Like, we are all over the place all the time.
Yeah, I see, and that's just, I guess that's just a typical thing. And your audience and my audience have come to the realization that this is just how things run around here. But
that's what keeps it fun. Look, I mean, in all honesty, I know some people are out there and they want to turn on an episode and they all want to hear only the info and the info only. Most people want to hear a conversation. Most people want to fucking see the fucking wheels come off the bitch. Most people want to hear it.
And that's why you watch us, folks, because the wheels come off this bitch quite a bit.
Yep. But yeah, so when it comes to Mom Donnie, all you motherfuckers in New York that are whining about all the shit he can't do are the low end vets or the low end fucking workers, the low end fucking everything. And you thought the government was coming to save you. You thought it was, but it turns out it wasn't coming to save you.
No, it's not coming.
So Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, the person that can actually do things in New York, she came out and in a press conference and said, all of it's impossible. Like, all of it can't happen. There's not a single fucking thing that he's promised you motherfuckers that can actually happen. The free buses, she said, will cost New York billions of dollars. And then she reminded him that the mayor of New York City does not run the budgets for New York State. However, New York State does run the budget for all public transportation. So fuck you. You can't do it. And then she brought up the rent freezes and how that can't happen and because of tax structures and this and that. And then what did she say about, and she's like, and we will not be raising the taxes on white people or the rich. The rich already, the top 1.5% in New York already pay a third of the taxes. What that equals to, she didn't say this is me adding it. What that equals to is 1.5% of the population of New York paying 33% of the tax money. How in the fuck is that fair share? Because that's what everybody voted for fucking Mom Donnie on, right? Making the rich pay their fair share. That seems to me that they're vastly overpaying their fair share. And all the people that want them to do that aren't even coming close to paying their fair share. Like, not even close. They just want some rich guy to fucking pay for their life for them because they're lazy pieces of shit and don't want to be beneficial members to not only their own life, but the society they live in.
Oh, that is fact right there. And that's, that's just typical. That's why they vote for him. They vote when you have those buzzwords, free, 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 the Democrats and our government knows once they start spewing that stuff, they have your vote because you're not going to look into it to make sure that it's fact. I mean, like you were just saying, I mean, the governor comes out and says, yeah, there's no way about the rent freezes. There's no way about this. It's literally going to cost the state of New York. I read it was like 20 to 50 billion a year for free buses.
Yeah. Good luck.
Come on.
And I'll tell you this, I used to be a bus mechanic, literally a bus mechanic. Pace buses and charter buses. We did everything from the tiny little Pace buses you see to the big Pace buses to the big Prevost and Greyhound buses you see. I worked on them all. Those motherfuckers need so.
And this is where the shit show happens, folks. Technical difficulties over on their Cliff's End. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is, but
I don't know. I can't see you though.
Ugh,
there you are.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is it comes back to this fucking USB-C wire. Why can we not use something better than USB-C fucking wires to connect giant components to other fucking giant components? Like, just out of fucking nowhere, the shit just quits. And I didn't even fucking wiggle it.
Well, probably because they want you to spend more money.
Yeah.
Consumerism.
Yeah. It's all about the consumerism. But yeah, back now that we've got that shit settled, hopefully, for the duration of the show, let's get back to New York. What else did she say? She said, all your rent freeze. Oh, she said, it's 100% illegal for the city or the state officials to just go into apartment buildings, conduct a bunch of rehabs, and then fucking send other people the bill. Like, you can't do none of this. Right. Like, and just watching people's fucking minds pop out of their fucking ears as she was laying down the list of shit that he can't do, which was 100% everything he fucking promised. Just watching their heads blow up. It made me think of, like, why can't you motherfuckers ever do a little bit of research? You wouldn't be experiencing this emotional spectrum you're diving into right now if you did any little bit of research at fucking all. You would have fucking seen that none of this can happen.
No. It's almost impossible. I mean, I think the only ways like rent freezes could happen is if they get the RGB or RBG or whatever it is. They have an organization where he gets to put the people on this board for rent freezes. So like if you're renting a building and the landlord's not repairing, like slumlords and shit like that, they're not doing any repairs, they can come in and do an administrative takeover where the landlord is effectively taken out of the equation, still owns the building, but the administrator takes over the rent collecting and starting to get the stuff paid. But obviously that also comes at a cost. Okay. So at that cost, it could be higher taxes, property taxes. Which could lead, if you don't pay your property taxes, you don't do this, which could lead to foreclosure. And then that's when the city can start taking over these buildings. But even at that, you're still going to pay for a mortgage note on these buildings for the city to take it over. Just like with those free grocery stores that they're talking about, is the same concept. It's still going to cost the city a shit ton of money to do this. And where do you think that money is going to come from? It's going to come from increased taxes. Yeah. They're going to be increasing taxes. You know, you can't sit there and say, like he was saying about taxing white neighborhoods more. I mean, that's completely racial profiling. I mean, you know how many lawsuits would fucking happen?
That's not even racial profiling. That is just blatant racism, systemic racism, systematic implementation of racist policies against white people. I was just
trying to be nice.
You're always trying to be so nice. That's why we balance so nicely. You're like the nice mom and I'm the mean dad.
You're my what is that? You're my yin to my yang.
That sounds gay. Like, it sounds really gay.
It does kind of sound gay. I told you before we started this. I told you before we started today that I was going to take a liberal approach to this.
I had no idea it had to do with dicks.
Well, in other news.
Yeah. But and here's like what you just said, like, it sparked this thought, like, how stupid do you have to be a New Yorker or anywhere voting for a socialist mayor that says the city is gonna run the grocery stores and do this during a government shutdown, during a time where the government would not be putting groceries in the fucking store. You are fucking voting for the dude that wants the government to be putting groceries in the store.
Yeah. I mean, it makes no fucking sense. Like, what are you guys thinking? I mean, again, with these free grocery stores, right? Now you got to buy the land, you got to put the property up there. So that's going to cost money, right? It's not cheap. It's not free. Yeah. And once you have this land, guess what? You got to pay property taxes on it. So the city is going to have property taxes on all these buildings for this free grocery stuff and all this free supplies and, free food, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to go to the neighborhoods, the black and brown neighborhoods, more than likely. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's written that way. That's what it's written for. Right. Diverse neighborhoods. That means anything but white neighborhoods.
Yeah. So it's going to go in those neighborhoods. And what do you think is going to happen? It's going to start to get robbed. people are gonna start stealing. They're gonna keep on losing money, and now there's a note and property taxes on a building that you're not going to be using because pretty soon they're going to realize, well, we can't have this here because it's just going to get robbed all the time.
You mean like that's been happening for the last 2 or 3 years now, or 4 years even, with fucking giant chains like Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Target, all of these fucking places pulling their fucking stores out of ghettos, pulling their stores out of black neighborhoods because they're getting robbed blind every single day. So you want to put a fucking grocery store in that left because it gets robbed blind, and then you want to put it you want to put it back in place and tell it it's not going to make any money.
Exactly.
I mean, it takes some brilliance to wrap your fucking head around this shit.
Right. Well, hold on now. Who's going to work that store? What, you're going to have volunteers? Who the fuck's going to volunteer to go in these fucking neighborhoods and work a free fucking store?
Oh, well, it wouldn't be volunteer. You'd be a government employee then, and you get all these benefits and all this 401k and retirement and paid time off, all to fucking go doop, 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 on fucking barcodes.
Right. But okay, now let's be honest. If it's a government job, half these people probably have never been in one of these neighborhoods. And once something breaks off, they're going to shit their pants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, or they'll just hire people from the neighborhood, and that'll just make it worse because then the people from the neighborhood will be funneling more and more and more shit out of the store underneath where they're fucking where it was supposed to have been anyway. So it's just going to go further down at an exponential rate.
Right. Well, then how they're going to regulate how many items somebody can take? I mean, somebody can literally go in there and just take 3 carts and just fill up 3 carts and walk out of there. So where's the regulation there?
Right. Well, and you know, where's the regulation anywhere? I mean, like, here's the thing. I guess one of the simplest aspects that blows my mind is all the black people are fucking screaming about wanting socialized grocery stores, which means they get their groceries for free because they steal them now. So you're getting your groceries for free already. Yeah. And you're pissing and moaning that they're not free because you don't want to get in trouble for breaking the law. So how far do we carry that? Like, how far exactly do we carry this notion that I want the laws to change because I'm not going to change my behavior, but I also don't want to get in trouble for my behavior?
That's just an oxymoron.
Yeah.
There's really no way. I mean, you can't even answer that. I mean, just thinking about it just like hurts my brain.
Yeah, because it's never ending. You end up, it's fucking Jormungandr just going to eat its tail.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just, you're just, I'm at a loss.
I stumped him, ladies and gentlemen. I fucking stumped him. I got Dave Anderson all
I can't do this anymore.
fluttered. I can't do this anymore. But that's the fucking thing. Like, nobody. Here's the thing. We can break this down really easily. The people that vote for socialism. Now, all right, before we get into that, let's break down socialism really quick. Socialism is essentially, we're just going to break it down real simple. Socialism is everybody works, everybody pays, and then everybody benefits. That's the brightest light you could shine on socialism.
Well, hey, you got 2 crutches back there. I need one of those, so I'm going to come over there and take one.
Well, true socialism would be like, hey, I got 2. Do you need one? I see that you need one. I'll more than happy give you one. But socialism, because of that, what I just said right there, guys, I want you to think about this. Socialism inherently needs people that live under its rule to give a fuck about everybody else. And we in America just do not. We don't give a fuck about anybody. I don't give a fuck whether my neighbor fucking eats or sleeps or lives or dies. That's the view of life for most Americans. Like, it just is. I know it's harsh to say, but it really, we all want to believe that we're this bleeding heart, whatever. But at the end of the day, when was the last time you sat there and thought, like, I wonder if my neighbor's kid's got enough to eat? Like, I wonder if he's making his bills. Yeah. You never do. Yeah. You don't give a fuck. No. Nobody gives a fuck. No. Well, that's socialism. Socialism requires you to give a fuck. And then it requires you to go a step further and give a fuck enough to help. But again, we're in America. We don't fucking help unless there is a narrative to be pushed. We don't help unless there is a camera to be filming. We don't help unless there is some sort of benefit on the back end for us. It's just the way it works.
Right.
So socialism just can't fucking work. But
well, and plus, I mean, you also got to look at the dark side of socialism. If it's government run, you know, if the people don't agree with it and the government just takes control, that's when you know, the government comes in. It's like communism. The government comes in, you have 5 cows. Well, your neighbors don't have one, you know, so you got 2 neighbors. Now they're going to take a cow. The government will take a cow, give it to your neighbors. And then the government will be like, well, oh, you got 2 more extra cows. So I'm taking those and I'm going to leave you with 1.
Yeah. But I needed the 5 cows to feed my family of 6 people. Right. Well, that's not our problem. They needed it because, you know, they don't want to work.
Right.
But
that's the dark side of it.
Right. Well, and there's and the human dark side, the populist dark side of it is that the only fucking people that vote for socialism, because I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you guys. If you could come to me and we had a system and a people, most importantly, a people, a society, a civilization that would allow socialism to work, I don't know that I would have that much of a problem with it. Because typically, like if in a dream scenario, I get it, it's a dream scenario, but in a dream scenario, I really don't give a shit about having a Maserati while my neighbor's kids are starving. I just don't, right? That's just me. I'm not saying you're wrong if that's what you feel. If you want to have a Maserati and watch everybody around you starve to death, that's fucking great. If you want to be one of these fucking CEOs that has a $135 million car collection while you've got a fucking warehouse full of minimum wage employees barely making ends meet, that's fine. That's you. I'm only talking about me personally. I'm not throwing shade, but me personally, I don't really give a shit about having a McLaren if my neighbor's not eating. Like, I can understand that level. So if you gave me a dream world scenario where we all paid, we all contributed, and then we all won, basically won on it, I could be all for that. I could be. I really could be, because capitalism, I know people want to argue capitalism is the antithesis of socialism, but capitalism has become something that it was never before, and it's not good. Capitalism used to be a system where you could be born in one class, bust your fucking ass, and get into a higher class, get into a higher level, work your way up to escape poverty. But now what we're seeing in capitalism is anybody that does that slams the door of success behind them. They don't want anybody to come up behind them. They want to achieve the success and then do whatever the fuck they can do to lock down that success. And right. I've said this in a show before. Modern Tattoo in Illinois did just that. They became a fucking tattoo parlor right outside the fucking naval base, Great Lakes Naval Station, and then they fucking petitioned the board of directors or whatever, the aldermen and all this stuff, to sign into law that they could be the only fucking tattoo shop in the area. That's fucking bullshit. That is locking down your success without having to be the best. I think if you're going to lock down your success, it should be because you're the damn best and you're undeniable.
Right. Well, and you know, to me, that tells me, like, if you're, especially with the tattoo shop, if you're going to be trying to petition to have something like that, that just tells me I'm not coming to your tattoo shop, because I don't want to have that shitty ass work.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say like
that's what it tells me.
I will say, yeah, and on the face of it, I would agree with you. I knew people there, so like I will say that they did good work. Every tattoo shop's got people that come and go, and some of them are bad. Right. They've had that, but for the most part, they did good work. But it's just the idea of you locking it down so nobody else can take part in success. Nobody else can take part in building a life for themselves, because you only want to put in so much effort, and that effort stops pretty fucking short of the goal line, so that you need to make laws, or you need to petition lobbyists to get laws implemented so that you could be the only one there. It's just a horseshit system. It's a horseshit setup, but that's what capitalism has become. You know, everybody, all these Bezoses and Musks and all these other motherfuckers, they all do it. I don't give a fuck what Elon Musk says. He's done it. He has he's signed contracts and had lobbyists make it so that he could be the only one here or the only one there. He's sued people because they tried to fucking copy PayPal to make their own thing. He's done it. Everybody's done it. All of them have done it. So when you look at that, I can understand the disgust in people's mouth. I can understand the ill will that people hold in their hearts for capitalism, because capitalism is what leads us to seeing, well, this guy that's worth $400 billion is actually sourcing all of his materials from a slave labor mine in China.
Yeah.
I can understand why people don't like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So then you go to social. Oh, go ahead. I see.
No. I'm agreeing with you because, it's all facts.
Yeah. So then you're left with socialism, right? So you look at socialism and you think, oh, well, this entire community, let's say, take your own neighborhood, listeners, watchers, whatever you're doing right now, take your own neighborhood. You might look at this and be like, oh, this neighborhood, how that'll work is the whole neighborhood will go to work every single day, and then we'll put all of our money in a pot, right? Doesn't matter if you make $1 million a year or if you make $20,000 a year, you're going to go to work and we're all going to put our money in the pot. And then at the end of every month, we're going to divvy out everything that's left in that pot to stipend everybody that lives in the neighborhood for their supplies. We're going to give them their supplies. We're going to give them their money. We're going to give them whatever the fuck they need to keep rolling. And that sounds great until you start breaking down the amount of work that people do. Some people don't work at fucking all. And most of the people voting for socialism fall into this category. The people that refuse to work, the people that won't work, the people that don't have any fucking skill to get work, the people that have put such little effort into their life, they never bothered to learn how to do anything, so they can't find work. That's the people that fall into the bottom of socialism. Those are the people that vote for it the hardest. Everybody has a human right to just, I don't know, be born and dance their way through life throughout frolicking in the park in a field of pansies and daisies. Like, They have this weird notion that nobody should have to contribute. Well, they have this weird notion that they shouldn't have to contribute. So then when you start looking at socialism, you're like, well, if there's going to be a group of fucking people at the bottom of this neighborhood, like, First Street over there, none of those motherfuckers have jobs. None of those motherfuckers working. I got to support them with my hard work. That's when the wheels start falling off it.
Fuck that. Hell no. I go to work every fucking day and bust my ass to make a better life for me and my family, not for your family.
Right.
That's just the way I fucking look at it.
Right.
Because I mean, like you said, take the fucking whatever neighborhood you live in. You don't know who's working, who's not. I mean, why would you want to support somebody that refuses to fucking work, refuses to do anything, but yet you're waking up 3:00 in the morning to make sure you go to work fucking 60 hours a week just to give up your fucking money just because some jackass doesn't want to do anything.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not into it. So like with the wealth redistribution, that's what socialism is just wealth redistribution. Like if you make too much money, if you make so much more money than your neighbor, we're going to take that from you as the government. We're going to slice a little bit off for ourselves for the fucking, for the task of doing it, the responsibility of handling this. And then we're going to divvy the rest out to the neighbors that don't want to fucking do anything. That's socialism. That's the saddest part about New York, because this election kind of outed how many fucking people are in New York that don't want to work. Like I get it. Everybody doesn't want to work, but we all do it. But like these motherfuckers straight out refuse to work to the point where they're willing to collapse their own human rights in this country so that they don't have to work.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. New York City has a population of 8 to 9 million. And let's just, for argument's sake, just say 10 million. Well, not 10 million, 10% of those people. So, I mean, you're still looking at almost 1 million people that have voted for him. I mean, and I'm just throwing numbers out here, folks. I'm not like, I don't have anything in front of me that has actual statistics on this. But I mean, just for argument's sake, I mean, you're looking at, you got 9 million people. That's 900,000 people that voted for this guy based on getting free shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to work. That's a lot of fucking people.
That's a lot of fucking people.
That's a whole lot of people. Even if it was at 5%, it's still a lot of fucking people.
That's more than the fucking population of most U.S. cities and many fucking global countries. Is the people in New York alone that just don't want to work and are willing to flush America down the fucking shitter so that they don't have to do so.
Yeah. Well, it's that entitlement. It's that, ever since, and I think, I mean, it goes past, before the pandemic, where people didn't want to work and they were abusing the system, but it just got so much worse, especially under the last administration. It just like people just got used to it. Now that everybody has this in their head, like, oh, free. Yeah. Socialism, like Bernie Sanders, you're, you're doing something, I guess, to get people convinced that they should have it. I don't fucking get it. I think it's stupid as fuck. But that's just me.
I'm you know what?
Then what about healthcare?
Socialism in a fucking dream world scenario could be a good thing. But dream world scenario means 100% of the people are supported, but 100% of the people work their fucking dicks off to make that happen.
Yes.
And it also means that for me in my dream world scenario with socialism, it also means that the government officials from the president of the United States, let's just say this was a socialist country, from the president of the United States to the fucking secretary at the local DMV or whatever, they're not driving Rolls Royces. And that's what happens in socialist countries is the lowest end government employees are making millions of fucking dollars a year because the government steals everybody's money. So it has a gigantic surplus of money that it just divvies out to its own people.
Oh, wait, I just got to say this. I mean, if you want to take a look at how that actually works, just look at Ukraine and their government officials and the nice cars that they're driving with all that beautiful money that was sent over to them from us.
And what's this that we just heard about Zelensky buying one of the biggest, one of the largest purchases of farmland in America in history? How the fuck can Zelensky be completely fucking broke, air quotes, of course, can be completely fucking broke, but yet they're building a multi-billion-dollar ski resort and he just personally bought fucking gobs and gobs of farmland in America. He's fucking in on businesses that are supporting that war. Like, if you can't see through the Ukraine thing by now, you are unfucking savable.
Yes. Well, and why our government's even allowing foreign people, entities, whatever, to be able to buy up American farmland is beyond me. That's just, selling off America a piece at a time.
Oh yeah, and we've been doing it for decades.
Well, China owns so much fucking farmland in America. I mean, and of course their farmland's always conveniently by US bases.
Yep.
Go figure. Mm-hmm. And then you also have Bill Gates, which is the largest owner of farmland. And if you look into Bill Gates, folks, it's very disturbing on the shit you'll find out about him.
Oh yeah. But nobody wants to look into him. Nobody wants to look into him because they know what they're going to find, and they don't want to find that because it'll messy up their perfect little lives.
Yeah.
No. But
Yeah.
when it comes back to New York, though, that's where I see this is you've got millions of fucking people in New York that just don't want to hack it. They just don't want to do it. So they believe that because they don't want to, not because they can't. I am 100% all for taking care of our citizens here, our citizens only. Fuck you if you're not a citizen. But our citizens that cannot work, 100% in for taking care of. Veterans, fucking that cannot work because they were fucked up due to their service to our country, our government, and our people, 100% all the way in for taking care of them. Everybody that falls under the fringes, you could go fuck yourself. I am not into taking care of you. I have taken care of too many motherfuckers in my life that did not take care of me back in any way, shape, or form, even so much as to give me a hearty thumbs up. Like nothing. They just believe you owe it to them. Fuck those people. And we've got a city now that has proven to be full of those people. Now, here's an interesting thing.
Oh, what you got?
Not only do these people, these do-nothing, blue-haired, septum-pierced fucking lunatics, not only do they not want to do anything to the point where they believe they're entitled to your work, your hard work, to support them, they're willing, and not only are they willing to flush one of America's greatest cities down the fucking drain to do that, they're willing to elect a fucking a fucking extremist Muslim to do it that doesn't belong in the fucking country. Because if you haven't heard lately, now there's talks of whether or not they can pull his citizenship because when you apply for citizenship, you're not allowed to have been affiliated with any terror groups, give any terrorist speeches, anything like that. And every single fucking day, they find another video recorded speech of his where he is telling all the Muslims, death to America, death to Americans, fuck white people, kill every one of them. Like every single fucking day, videos like this arise. And now it's to the point where even Randy Fine, of all the biggest pieces of shit on fucking planet, is now on board with like, maybe we need to look into this motherfucker.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But here's the other thing is Randy Fine, I guarantee you, has ulterior motives. He's not pro-America. Yeah. He's pro-Israel. He's pro-Jew. That's all he is. He was the one that said that that fucking babies should be screaming in the streets and this and that and the other thing in Gaza. But regardless of that, if you've got him looking at this, you fucked up somewhere where that fat motherfucker could open his fucking eyes wide enough to even see what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's not like, that's why I'm a little flabbergasted that you even mentioned that. Like, that doesn't sound like this guy at all. Yeah.
Well, it's, Mamdani's Muslim, The name is Mamdani, Momandi. I could see his fat ass doing that little dance and shit. But he's Muslim, so naturally they're against him because the Jews are against the Muslims, which is okay with me. I'm 100% against the Muslims, So
yeah, so am I.
I'm also not riding that tiny hat blue train either. Fuck you guys too. Yeah. But
let me just y'all can go fuck yourself. That's it.
Yeah. I was not born to be your slave. Fuck you.
No. Yeah, and if you think I'm going to be your slave, come get some. We'll find out real quick how fast that's going to work.
Fucking get it. I will cut your Shylock nose off and stuff it up your ass before I let that happen. What was that line from American History X? That actually doesn't mean anything. Shylock doesn't actually mean anything. It just sounds Jewish.
Yeah, no.
That's what I read.
I'll tell you what, man. If that was ever to happen, I'd be more than happy. Just go ahead and email me. I'll send you my email address or my home address. But when my garage door closes, game over, bitch.
Yeah.
Game over.
Now you just can't leave. What was that, a Bronx Tale? And the fucking bikers went into that bar and started creating all sorts of problems. All right, motherfuckers. Now you just can't leave.
I'll just build. I'll build a well in my basement, and it puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Right. Fucking Buffalo Dave now.
Let's do it.
So, but yeah, it's absolutely fucking mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling that there's this many people that are willing to vote for a man that openly admits that he wants the absolute destruction of America to be in charge of our number one fucking city. Like, whether or not anybody agrees or likes it, New York City is our number one city. That's where most of the fucking business happens. That's where Wall Street is. That's where it happens. I mean, there's bigger cities. LA's got a bigger population, I believe, but not nearly the amount of financial transactions happen in LA as they do in New York. Not globally, especially.
No. So, and New York's connected around the world with the fucking stocks and all that shit.
Yeah, between New York and London, they run the finances.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care about like Chicago even. I mean, Chicago's got a lot of people. It's a big city, whatever. It doesn't hold a candle to New York, and you all motherfuckers just elected a socialist go fucker Muslim to run it.
Yeah. And he can't.
I mean,
and the best part is he can't do anything about anything that he campaigned on. And the women, that's the number one thing for me. I am absolutely loving this. Like, I feel like I blush. I feel like my cheeks start glowing.
You look a little red.
Every time I mention that the women are crying because Sharia law won't be implemented, I'm like,
I see it right now. I see it. You're starting to blush a little bit.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic watching these dumb bitches fucking flip out about this. But now let's talk about. Well, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to point out one thing that just kind of blows my mind. I mean, we all remember 9/11. I mean, who did it?
It's debatable. The government.
That's why I said it's debatable.
The government.
I mean,
it's the government.
It's the government. But who did the government blame it on?
Yeah, the Muslims.
Okay, and here we are.
Yeah. I did a video on that not too long ago, like the two-facedness. Like, can we pick a fucking side? Who did this? Because every other fucking day of the week, it's the government did it. The government did it. You got to watch the government because they did that shit. But then as soon as a Muslim, anything comes up about a Muslim, you're like, oh, we forgot 9/11, didn't we?
Yeah.
But now let's break into this. Let's get into another mind fuck before we wrap this bitch up.
Oh, mind fucks. I love them.
Okay, so you've got Mom Donnie, right? And he's on his campaign trail. He's making all of these super big promises for free everything very publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it that not a single soul in the New York state government, let alone the federal government, said anything about it until after he was elected, that we can't do any of this? None of this can happen. Why is it that Kathy Hochul didn't come out while he was on the campaign trail and campaign against it, being like, because it seems to me it would have been a great play for her base if she wanted to prove to the people of New York that she was all about the people of New York. The whole time he was on a campaign saying all this shit, she should have been on a campaign talking about why it can't happen and why he's lying to you. I'm here to try to protect the people of New York. Whether or not you want what he says he can deliver you, we cannot financially do it. We cannot legally do it. And we will not morally do this. This is for the people of New York. And she could have framed that into a way that she would have been the governor forever. You know, they would have elected her, changed the laws so they could elect her again. I mean, it would have happened that way. But nobody made a fucking peep until after this dude was elected.
And it blows my mind that nobody's actually like, why all of a sudden now there's that pushback from politicians and stuff like that saying, nope, it can't happen. Nope, it can't happen. And I think the reason why it is because now all Mamdini is going to be, in my eyes, is a puppet. I mean, let's be honest. And
you mean like fucking Kash Patel?
Probably worse than Kash Patel. Another asset for the government to to see how things would run the way he wants to do it. Kind of a testing ground for how Dearborn, Michigan is. Yeah. I mean, you look at Dearborn, Michigan, like 100,000 population, and seriously look into Dearborn, Michigan. You'll see the shit show that happens there with what's going on.
Absolute fucking insanity.
So, I mean, I think what's happening is that they're doing that. Like, they started off in Dearborn. That was like the testing ground for it in America. I mean, they've been doing it all overseas now for years. Everything that happens over in the UK and all that stuff is just to see how the people are going to react there before it comes here.
Right.
So they started here with Dearborn, Michigan, and we see where that's at. Now let's move it on to one of the biggest cities and see what happens there. I think that's kind of what it is, but mainly I think all Mamdini is going to be is, just a puppet for the politicians. Whatever the politicians want, he's going to enforce.
Yeah, I don't know what to, I honestly, I don't really know what to think, because there's a couple of different avenues you could take with this. And some of it is, part of me thinks like, well, if I access the part of me that believes that there's anybody left in any government, in any fucking state in this country that is for the people, if I enter that aspect, I would say, well, maybe nobody said anything because they want to watch this motherfucker flail and flop down on his face. Just fall right flat out on his fucking face, because none of it can happen. So we're going to let him get elected, and then we're going to show the American people through their own their own systems that this can't work. It won't work. It's never going to be implemented. It's just blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I 100% lean on government is not your fucking friend, and it is out to hurt you at all times. The only reason it ever does anything good for you is so that you don't push back on it too hard for all the shit that it does to hurt you. But now if I get into that mindset, it's a much more nefarious goal, a much more nefarious outcome than I'm seeing, is because my guess would be that nobody said a single fucking thing to enlighten anybody as to why none of this can happen while he was campaigning, because they wanted him in there because they want to crumble New York first. New York is one of the biggest fucking immigration hubs in our country. and they wanted to crumble that first. And by allowing him to be elected, then coming out and playing both sides, basically, saying that none of his shit can be elected, they know that he's going to be funneling these motherfuckers in by the thousand. So
Right.
because he does have power to do that to an extent. But I think that's really the more nefarious thing, because we still have to keep this overarching view of Project 2030. Project 2030 did not just start. Project 2030 didn't start with COVID. Project 2030 has been in the works for a fucking while. In fact, I thought it was like Project 2026 or something at one point, but they had to put it off. If you look across the global landscape of countries and what's happening, it would seem as though Project 2030 is a go. Like, it's happening.
Oh, it is.
And the UK and Europe are the number one precursors, or not the number one precursors, the number one markers to me that say that this plan is in full effect. Keir Starmer is at the spear tip of this motherfucking plan, the way he is doing everybody in the UK so fucking dirty. Every single citizen of the UK no longer has any rights, no longer has any freedoms, no longer has a voice, no longer has any sort of individual sovereignty, nothing. While at the same time, he ushers in tens and tens and tens of thousands of Muslim immigrants that are decimating every single fucking area they go to. And then on top of that, he's protecting them. Like, you know, when they raped that 12-year-old girl, I think she was 12 years old. They gang raped a 12-year-old girl. And they said because the rape didn't last long enough and their culture is okay with that, we're not going to press any charges.
See, that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
They should have bullets in their head.
No,
let's just be honest.
See, I'm here. That makes me, that warms my heart. Let's talk about this real quick, because I feel like people that rape women, rape anybody, but obviously most people that are raped are women. A man that fucking rapes a woman should not be killed. They should be brought to a barn out in the country with me and a couple of friends of mine and some paramedics. Because I have had in my history people that I knew that were very good executors of the torture method. Okay, they would if you fucked with their family, we're going to say that their family, families. If you fucked with their family, you were going to wish you were fucking dead. They were going to take you out to a barn and they were going to torture the fuck out of you until you were an inch away from death. And then they had their medical teams sit there and nurse you back to fucking health. And once you were back healthy enough to take more, they gave it to you again. And they repeated this fucking cycle. I am more on that side of things. If you rape a fucking person or a child or anything like that, you should be not killed. You should be made to wish you were killed. I'm talking cut fingers off one by one, knuckle by knuckle with a fucking cigar cutter or maybe a bench grinder. You just hold the fucking finger and fucking take it off, knuckle by knuckle, every last one of them. I want to turn people that hurt other people on that level into bleeding, pussing, wheezing stumps of former human beings that wish they were fucking dead.
Ooh. Gave me the chills.
Right.
But I agree.
Yeah. I want to fucking, my big thing is like, I always say, like, I'm going to do all this shit to you and I'm going to fucking staple your eyelids to your forehead so you have to watch me do it.
Yeah. Well, no. And I would be all for that. And I believe that should happen. Like, these pedo motherfuckers need to, let's talk about it. Pedos, if you get arrested, you go to jail, you're going to get the jail treatment. And if you don't know what the jail treatment is, you don't want to know what the jail treatment is. Yeah. I'm telling you that right now.
They gut your ass if you fucked with a kid.
Yeah. You're pretty much done. Like, if you're a pedo and you go to prison, you're done. You're not going to make it very long. But I would agree with what you said. Let the family, like, if that happened, let the family be the one that does that torture if they have it in them. And if they
have
don't,
it in them, yeah.
And if they don't have it in them, but they want that, then let somebody else do it that has it in them, and just fucking decimate the motherfuckers.
I'm available for services.
Yes, if you'd like to contact us, please call us at. I
think I could do it. I think I could be the torturer. Just saying, I think I could do it. As long as I knew this motherfucker did this kind of shit, I could have so much fun with it. It might take me a couple of jobs just to get used to the splatter, but I think I could have a lot of fun with that shit.
I've watched enough Dexter.
Dude, I gotta start watching TV. I haven't watched TV in like 20 some fucking years. I just don't like TV. But everybody keeps telling me all about these Dexters that I would love, or the fucking what was that one where they made the meth? Breaking Bad. They say I would like that show. I would like Game of Thrones.
Cliff, I can't do this anymore. You gotta watch watch Dexter.
I just don't watch TV. I just hate TV. If a TV gets turned on in my house, I get irritated. Like, unless it's at night and I'm just ready to smoke down and fucking veg out before I go to bed, there is always something that could be being done, and I know. Everybody needs their decompression time. I just do mine differently,
So do I.
But
I do mine very differently. Before you wrap this up, I want to point out something, and for all you, we're going to talk about the WF real quick.
Oh, yippee!
Because coming up, folks, the new World Economic Forum is having their meeting in Davos coming up next year, and guess who's going?
Who's going? I'll say Trump.
Oh, you are absolutely fucking correct.
Yay! What did I win? The demise of America? Fantastic.
Well, that's already been going on.
Right.
But the fact that in his last presidency, he was against going there, and now all of a sudden he's for going there.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. And it's something that people may not understand. Like, what we talk about is real shit that happens. We don't take a political side at all.
Right.
So I don't care if you're fucking Trump. I don't care if you're fucking Biden. You do something stupid, you're getting called out on it.
Yeah. That's called being an American, an awake American. Well,
and I think with Trump going there, especially to Davos, it's just like, with everything that's happening, it's like, you motherfuckers better start thinking like real fast. With 2030 right around the corner. And now with Mamdani, like you were saying, being in there just to crumble New York with, immigration and stuff like that. But what else does New York have? One of the biggest financial institutions in the whole country.
Yeah. In the
world.
That
collapses. Yeah. If that collapses, we're really fucked.
Well, it's like we got a fucking, I'm going to allege this. Between where you live and I live, there's a credit card processing center. Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah. And it's got very, very thick walls in it. It's got 4 foot to 8 foot thick concrete walls that you can actually drive a semi truck through it in the building. Why do you think, maybe just wild-eyed fucking, tangent, why do you think that all of the credit card processing facilities are made of such impenetrable materials? They're built so well, like they could withstand nuclear bunker busters and shit. Like, why do you think this might happen? It's because they lock us up through our debt.
Mm-hmm. You're never truly free because you're always debt. You always have debt.
You want to mind fuck? I just paid off more on my fucking. I got a brand new Santa Fe. One is one of my cars, and I made a payment. And I made the fucking, well, it was like a fucking $700 or $800 payment. I made the payment, and my credit card and my credit score dropped because I had less debt.
Yep. Yeah.
The whole system is to keep you in debt.
Yep. And I've noticed that with my credit. Like every time I make a payment, it drops like a point. And the funny thing is, I just got done paying between mine and my wife's credit cards, paid them all off. So I'm just like looking at my credit score, like, okay, when is it dropping and how many points is it going to drop? It's going to probably drop like 50 points.
Oh, yeah. I paid off a credit card one day for fucking $675, and my credit score dove 38 points.
Yep. Yeah, it's all in the grand scheme of things, as you can say.
But that's, that spiders us back to it's pressure from above, pressure from below. Mm-hmm. They squeeze us from every single fucking angle to make us do what they want. So the most important thing we can do is not what they want. When we look out and we see these public officials or elected officials telling us, just eat the fries, just eat the burger, just eat the pizza. Don't eat any of that shit. If they say, just go to the doctor and get a prescription and it'll make your life better. Do whatever the fuck you can do to not get a prescription, but alter some habits or some characteristics about your own life to make you not need the doctor. They want you fat. Don't be fat, which is what I'm working on now, which is why I paid fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking dollars to the best fucking trainer on earth. But we're getting there. But they want you fat. Don't be fat. They want you overly skinny. Don't be that either. They want you to eat shit, eat good stuff. They tell you to eat good stuff, but get it from here, get it from there. Don't ever do what the fuck they tell you, and I promise you, you'll live a better fucking life. I mean, that's just the fucking way it is.
Oh, yes. Praise the gods on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to get an episode 2 of that shit.
Coming soon.
So, but that's, in a nutshell, New York is fucked. The people of New York are fucked. The people of New York did it to themselves. The people of the United States are laughing at them and not going to come rescue them. But we also do need to stay vigilant to see that where this goes, to make sure we maintain a tracker on this fucking Mamdani character and his Sharia law bullshit fucking kind of rhetoric. Make sure it doesn't get too far out of control. And, and make sure if it starts to infect other places in America, which, it's happening in Texas too. But we got to make sure we don't. What's that?
Oklahoma as well.
Yeah.
Minnesota. It's just infecting everywhere.
And for the love of God, white women, please listen to me. Please start having kids again. Please stop trying to be cops and stop trying to be firefighters and stop trying to prove you can do everything a fucking man can do when it makes you nothing but miserable. Because that's the other fucking fun fact is most of the women that do men's jobs are absolutely fucking miserable. They only did it because of the money or they did it because they wanted to prove to men that they could do it too. Guys, please just understand that we treasure you so greatly that we are more than willing to go break our backs and grind our dicks into the dirt 16 hours a fucking day if you'll just have our children and make a meal every now and then. Tell us you love us. Tell us you're proud of us. Fuck us every now and then, and your life will be golden. There's no oppression there. So please, white women, bring this thing back around. Start becoming women again. Stop having dicks. Start, just do the traditional thing for a minute so that we can kind of bring this thing back around.
Yes. We need it.
Yeah.
We need it.
On that note, if you want to help me out, you want to help me get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram at Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find 2 different links. One of those links is going to be the Savagely Loud podcast page. If you could please follow me there too. The other link you're going to find is a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to find my videos, see my rants, hear my rants, you can find them there. Outside of that, you could follow me on Facebook, X, Rumble, and Substack at Savagely Loud. YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. You can also email me in, which I implore you to do so, savagelyloud@gmail.com. Last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and share the materials. Subscribe, follow, bells, whistles, all that shit. Leave a review. Give us a good one. Go to Hammer Drops. Leave him a review too. Help us get out there. Dave, tell him where you're at.
All right, man. Y'all can check me out over there on Instagram, Facebook, all over social media at The Hammer Drops. You can go to my website, thehammerdrops.com. Also, email me with any questions that you may have, anything that you want to see on the show at david@thehammerdrops.com. And don't forget to follow, like, share, rate, all that fun stuff. It helps break the fucking algorithms for us.
Yeah. And if you want to be a guest, I saw the other day that you were starting to open up guests on your show. So if you want to be a guest on the Hammer Drops with Dave on his show, definitely email him in.
Yeah,
message
email
him,
me and then
whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
get on that show.
Yeah, email me or you can message me over there on Facebook or Instagram, and then let's have a discussion, see where we can go with it.
Fuck yeah. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Every single episode, we get way out into the fucking weeds. We get all amped up. We get all anxious. We get all this fucking anger flowing. We don't want to walk away from that, or we don't want to walk away from the show like that. So let's calm ourselves down. Let's remind ourselves that there are some good humans out there with a little segment I like to call Hopelessly Human, and it starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
Oh, Buddy, I know. At that fucking, isn't that jingle just the funnest? Like, it just really is the
God, I
funnest.
fucking love it. I fucking love it. I can't help but dance in my seat every time I hear it.
Right. This Hopelessly Human this time comes from a www.sunnyskies with a Z.com. It's a short one. It's called Flying Kites. Just a quick story. A few years back, my partner and I had his son at the park, and I decided to bring out the kites. I had stashed in my trunk kites for a long time, and I just thought it would be fun for the kid. Then we get his son going, and we were just watching on the side, and my partner, who was about 35 years old, tells me he's never flown a kite before. He had an extremely rough childhood, so I can understand why, but I still felt so sad to think of all the many things that some of us take for granted that they get to do as a kid and that others have never done before. Lucky for him, I actually had an X-Wing Star Wars kite in my trunk as well. I hadn't used it because it's particularly difficult to put together, but for him, I didn't mind at all. He had so much fun with it, and I nearly cried getting to be there for it. Just the other day, we had a rather windy day, and I noticed a kite as I was driving down the road. I smiled so big, but then I started giggling to see that the person piloting the kite was none other than this big burly man by himself flying a kite. Just goes to show you that you don't always have to have something extravagant to make a person smile. You just might need a kite. And that is a huge lesson in such the simplest form. It doesn't take $1 million. It doesn't take 1,000 hours of effort. Sometimes all it takes is a fucking kite to make somebody's fucking day. That's Hopelessly Human. That's the show.